Rockers refers to as one of the old ladies, the Social Security squad in the backcourt that really anchors the players. Also, a factor will be Amy Henkin, who is the setter on the team, and she is going to be the person who is making those choices about which hitters to set so that the blockers will either be a factor or not be a factor. This is going to be a real work for both setters on both teams.
Well, Coach Larry Call was here in 1991 as an assistant coach, and this year he returns to the championship game as a head coach. We talked to him earlier about blocking and how important it will be.
Over their blockers, they have a couple strong, but they also have some weak blockers. It'll be up to my younger setter to set the people that are attacking the weaker blockers on them, and I imagine they'll have to do the same to beat us.
Well, one of the reasons that they're so excited to be here is their fourth place finish last year. They had a lot of seniors on the team, and the seniors said, hey, enjoy the trip because you won't be back. And the team took it as a challenge, and they are here. And they've got a couple of really great players, a super supporting cast on the team, and they are really exciting to watch. Jackie Deleska is going to be one of the players that we'll keep a close eye on. Some middle hitters. She's a great player, very dominating in the middle. She'll be one of the people charged with those big blocking responsibilities. So it will be very exciting to see her in action. She's also a great hitter, 168 kills, very, very fine player. The other player we want to look at is Lisa Aschenbrunner, and Lisa also has been the team leader with kills, 268 kills for the season, and she is just a dominating player, so she is going to have to be somebody that they block very, very well.
We have two fine teams, and the coaches are both centered on their setters and in blocking and a balanced attack, and we've got that for you this evening. We'll be back with the starting lineups right after this.
Coach Fred Rockers. Coach Rockers has a career record of 559 wins, 86 losses, and 1 tie through a career of 20 years. For the visiting team, the Redskins of Huntley, who enter the match with a record of 34 wins, 7 losses. Please meet Coach Larry.
And this is a matchup of two coaches who have been here before, so from that standpoint, there is a lot of experience.
Number 10, for Monday, Krista Winkler. For Huntley, number 1, Lindsay Lane. For the Lady Knights, number 14, Kristen Corty. For the Redskins, number 2, Katie Holt. For Breese Mater Dei, number 17, Lynette Stragi. For Huntley, number 4, Chandra Bakley. For the Lady Knights, number 19, Andrea Linders. For the Redskins, number 7, Sandy Origer. For the Lady Knights, number 20, Julie Eversgerd. For Huntley, number 8, Lisa Ravagni. For Breese Mater Dei, number 22, Bridget Beckman. For the Redskins, number 9, Megan Bohart. For the Lady Knights, number 23, Nicole Hitpass. For Huntley, number 10, Jessica Miller. For Breese Mater Dei, number 24, Shelley Krager. For Huntley, number 13, Susie Repman. And for Mater Dei, number 25, Emily Johnson. And now for the starting lineups. For the Lady Knights, in right back, a 5'5" senior, number 12, Carmen Tebby. For Huntley, In right back, a 6-foot junior, number 12, Jackie Deleska. For the Lady Knights, in right front, a 5'9" junior, number 11, Krista Hawkup. In right front, a 5'9" sophomore, number 5 for Huntley, Becky Weber. For the Lady Knights, in center front, a 5'8" senior, number 21, Amy Hankin. For Huntley, in center front, a 5'8" junior, number 11, Katie Beth. For the Lady Knights, in left front, a 5'10" junior, number 15, Kendra Hazelhorst. For Huntley, in left front, a 5'9" senior, number 14, Kelly Kenton. For Breese Mater Dei, in left back, a 5'7" senior, number 16, Diane Beckman. In left back for Huntley, a 5'11" junior, number 15, Lisa Aschenbrenner. And in center back for Mater Dei, number 13, a 5'5" senior, Carrie Holenkamp. And in center back for Huntley, a 5'7" senior, number 6, Summer Bakley. The floor officials for this match
And
are
there's
Deb
Coach
Neff
Larry
from
Call,
Morton,
the
who will
coach
serve
of
as
Huntley.
ref.
We talked earlier about blocking. And Fred Rockers, the 2-time defending champion, they're trying for the three-peat. Well, we'll be ready with all the action, but first, listen to this. And Huntley's starting lineup, you see them there with Coach Larry Call and their record for this year, 34-7. We highlighted for you Jackie Galeska and Lisa Aschenbrenner and 4 other fine players as a supporting cast. And Fred Rockers, the Knights of Breese Modern Day, 3-time starter Carmen Tebby and the quarterback Amy Hankin. And there you see Huntley. They are fired up and they look really loose, kind of, Bonnie.
They do. I was really amazed at watching both teams before the match was ready, and both teams looked very loose, much more relaxed than I thought. Although both coaches did talk earlier on in the afternoon about the fact that the teams had been a little bit nervous and that they did feel a little bit more settled at this point. So here it goes for everything.
And starting it off will be Jackie Deleska, the 6-foot junior. Will serve first with official Debbie Neff up on the stand and Rhonda Hafner down as umpire. Good back set. And Krista Hawkup with the first kill of the game, and it is a side out to the Knights.
Go right at him.
Hawkup had a wonderful semifinal this afternoon. Served by Carmen Tebby. A long rally here early in the match. And put down by Kendra Hazelhorst. Point, first blood to Mater Dei.
Both teams a little bit tentative at this point, and even though they look calm, they're playing tight.
Well, there's an example of it right there. No one moved to get the second hit, and it's point Mater Dei. They go up quickly, 2-0.
It's not Aschenbrenner's usual style of passing either.
This one's successful, free ball. They do look a little disjointed, but that's typical opening match nerves. They've been waiting a long time all year for this when they started back in August. Katie Beth with a hit. And Hawkup again, but this time wide outside, the antenna side out.
Both teams look like they're moving a little bit slowly, slow to get into position, slow to pass the ball, and the hitters are not taking the kinds of approaches that would lead you to believe they're as capable as their statistics show them to be, and as we've seen them.
Hazelhorst in, says Sue Staley, the lines person, side out. So Huntley yet to draw blood here. The Knights defending 2-time champs with a 2-0 lead, game 1, and Krista Hawkup to serve. Krista's a 5'9" junior, net serve, side out.
You know, and we've seen serving become much more a factor, and as serving becomes tougher, we've also seen a lot more service errors.
Well, that's really been the talk of the tournament, about the different kinds of styles and those teams that have varied styles within their players as well as the team. And what looks easy to the fan out there, that ball is moving. It's like a knuckleball.
That ball is moving.
Side out again. And this time serving will be the quarterback of the team, Amy Henkin, but not before we have substitution for the Knights. Coming into the lineup, number 22, Bridget Beckman enters, taking the place of Carrie Hollenkamp. She'll play the front row. Right inside at the big left-handed hitter. And tipped. Hazelhorst into the net. Side out. So no one establishing any dominance at this point as Larry Call signals for a substitution of his own. And coming into the lineup will be number 1, Lindsay Lane, replacing Kelly Kenton.
On the last play, however, we saw Huntley throw a triple block on Hazelhorst, and we certainly know that shows a great deal of respect.
Lane on the serve, illegal hit, and Huntley is on the board. Huntley is not in any way deterred by the reputation of the perennial powerhouse.
Well, any team that can say, yeah, we're going to come back here, regardless of how many people we graduate, you know that they have a great deal of confidence.
And their weight training program didn't hurt either.
Not at all.
Henkin back set, picked up nicely by Lane. Oh. And the net friendly for the Redskins of Huntley, point. And we're all tied up at 2 apiece.
Hazelhorst showing her versatility though, Ann, and also one of those wonderful parts of the rules. You can jump up, block the ball, knock it up in the air, and hit it again. It looks like a double hit, and it's not.
And you better be ready for it, too, because more often than not, you're going to be playing at least 2 hits at the net.
That's right.
Side out as coming in the lineup, number 14, Kristen Cordy. She'll be replacing number 12, Carmen Tebby. And back to serve is Kendra Hazelhorst, who we just talked about, hitting out of the middle for the Knights. We're all tied up. First game, nice serve. Henkin back set to Beckman, who just entered the lineup and successfully so puts it down. Point, Mater Dei. Good shot at what the ball does from our end zone camera. Tipped and picked up, nice defense. Bakley with a kill on the outside. Summer Bakley.
She just jumped from a stand, Bakley, right up in the air and hit the ball. Very athletic move.
Nice job of putting it where they're not. She had the double block, went right around it. And Aschenbrenner scores, and we're all tied up again. 3-all. Lisa, the left-hander. Just a junior. Henkin in the middle for Beckman. Bakley goes the other way against the double block this time. And off the hands on the outside goes Beckman, side out. Carrie Hollenkamp to serve. Oh, there's Jackie Deleska with her first kill of the match.
Beautiful set to Deleska, and she was right up there over the top of the ball. See her coming in and just almost taking the ball right out of the setter's hands. She was on her way up as the ball was coming out of the setter's hands.
Summer Bakley with a little bit too much adrenaline serves long. So we've been through a rotation of serving for both teams. And returning the lineup, number 13, Carrie Hollenkamp. And she'll go back to serve. Players may enter the lineup 3 times. After that, you got to find somebody else.
Yes, you do.
Nice play out of the middle. We've seen more outside hitting really in this tournament, and now we're seeing a middle attack.
We are. Outside hitters throughout the tournament have been much more dominant. But we certainly have a couple of very, very accomplished middle hitters on either team.
And Daleska to serve. We're still knotted at 3 apiece. Hazelhorse goes, and it is signaled wide, says Debbie Neff. Point, Huntley. So that's the first lead of the game for Huntley. Oh, and blocked beautifully by number 14, Kristen Porty, who had just entered the lineup.
You know, that's also another dilemma. Do we block serves? Do we not block serves? And it's not usually very effective because you don't get the block very often, but it's very effective when you get your hands on the ball because it goes down immediately, and it's not very often that the serving team picks it up.
And she takes a seat on the bench after doing a great job at what her goal is. And a bonus for the serve block. Trapped illegal hit. Point.
Hazelhorse right up there coming into the setter, pushing the ball through.
Block dig attempt unsuccessfully, so Katie Beth.
Kate Beth doing a great job on the outside there. You know, as a 5'8" player, she looks small, which is kind of strange, but she's very effective out there.
Summer Bakley as well. They are not tall, they're about 5'7", but they play much larger than their height. That ball down the line, side out to the Knights. This is game 1 of the championship Class A match in Illinois high school volleyball with the score you see knotted there at 4-all. And back to serve Krista Hockup, the 5'9" junior who has had a wonderful tournament. Ashenbrenner on the free ball. Oh, and Amy Hankin shows her senior smarts.
She really does, and that's a nice fake. That's a great skill for setters to be able to accomplish. You see her, she looks like she's going to set and then tips the ball right to the outside.
Great serve.
You know, and
Hockup.
speaking of what Amy is doing there with her deception, it's become almost as critical for setters to be deceptive and to be able to fake as it is for basketball players to be able to fake. It's a great advantage.
That is point Mater Dei. They have quickly taken 3 straight points and lead 7-4 as Coach Larry Call calls a timeout to talk things over before any momentum starts to build. As you look at the Knights of Mater Dei, we'll be back right after this. Here's Hockup with the serve of that last point before the timeout. Served it short right in the middle and out of bounds. Let's see if she can continue. What a coach ideally wants, of course, is to break up the momentum.
Now, you just see Hockup toss the ball up in the air, and if she chooses not to hit it, she may do that once during her term of service. The official calls a replay.
You saw a slight lead in kills by Mater Dei, nothing dominant, though they have now scored 4 straight points and lead 8-4 in game 1. Hockup has 4 of those points, so she's serving very well. Oh. Hankin back to the outside. And net violation, point Mater Dei. You cannot touch any part of your body or your clothing cannot touch the net.
Right.
Hockup with 5 straight points.
Hockup's going right into the middle with her serving, trying to force the hitters to handle the ball.
Ashenbrenner with the tip. Very active on that live play. Lisa Ashenbrenner, we have not been calling her name much, but she's been very active. They've not been able to pass to get the attack going.
Right, that's right.
Side out. Back to serve, Katie Beth. Oh, there we go. And Ashenbrenner on the board and a point as well. Down the line goes Amy Henkin, so setter turns hitter.
Well, that's one of the advantages of having a very athletic setter as well, because she can take that first pass. She's in beautiful position, just hits the ball with her left hand right down the line. Excellent.
Re-entering is Bridget Beckman, who'll come in for front row for the Knights, and she is psyching up her teammate. She is talking as Amy Henkin prepares to serve. Inside to Aschenbrenner. Right into the strength of the lineup with Beckman and Hazelhorse, and she nails it.
You know, Aschenbrenner being a left-handed hitter, we just saw Amy Henkin hit the ball with her left hand, but Amy Henkin is a right-handed person. She serves with her right hand, but she hits fairly well with her left hand. That's a real advantage.
Off-speed hit by Beckman. Oh, Beckman on the down-the-line hit. Side out.
The Knights have been very, very successful coming to the right side and hitting the ball down the line. And managed to beat the blockers over there more often than not.
That was a great shot by our camera crew of how fast you have to get over to make the block, and she just took him by surprise.
Indeed.
Hazelhorse on the serve. They're picking definitely on the middle. Nice dig by Henkin. Side out.
And Deleska the hitter, and then Deleska right back into the middle with the block.
Coach Call mentioned that weight training has been a big part of their success this year, and one of the biggest proponents has been Jackie Deleska.
He really felt that it's helped her game a lot in terms of strength and balance, and I believe Coach Call said that they would be at it again come Monday morning.
So what he said, the day after the season's over, they get Sunday off.
A little mix-up in signals there for Huntley.
Hawk-up successful on the off-speed. Point, Mater Dei. And they now go into double figures, leading 10-5. Game 1, Class A championship game. They are trying for the three-peat. Huntley is trying for their first state championship. And right now it is Beckman on the outside. Point. And Larry Call wants to talk about it right now.
You know, Aunt, this is like the biggest moment in these kids' life right now, and you see them, they're all working as hard as they can, but Huntley right in the middle of the court, as you see that replay, they're having problems in the middle of the court. They're having problems in the middle of the court handling serve receive. They're having problems in the middle of the court handling defense, and right now you see Fred Rockers, and he's probably telling his team, take advantage of the middle, because we've really done some good things in there. Keep hitting the ball down the line, watch the ball, and he's telling them all that stuff. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Coach Call. You know, he's finished talking with his team. He's sent him back out on the floor and has tried to do something with him to shore up what's happening in the middle, perhaps talking to his blockers and saying, you've got to get your hands on the ball because you've got to have more time to get in there behind it.
Well, he did mention that was going to be a key to this game. And so far, he's been very prophetic. Well, the timeout worked, side out.
You always hope to throw the server's momentum off. That's the easiest way to get the ball back.
And it'll be Summer Blakely. Down to Hockup. And that is outside the lines. Point, Huntley. So that timeout proves to be very effective for Larry Call. Let's see if they can string a few together. Down 6-11. Hockup, cross court, picked up nicely. Into the middle. Deleska, call to carry, side out.
You know, and an interesting thing over here is that Coach Larry Call is calling serves. You see Jackie Deleska back over here with the ball and called for an illegal hit, just a push. But Larry Call for Huntley is calling serves, which means the server looks over to him and he is telling the server where to serve the ball. That is not so, as far as we know, with Fred Rocker's team. It's server's choice as to where she is going with the ball.
Is that harder for a team to be able to look back and forth and do that?
No, it's not harder at all, and it's just a matter of whether or not you want to take the pressure off the players and kind of help them out as to where they're going to serve, or do you want to let them go with the continuity of the game and be able to pick a place and then go with it.
Well, that cross court nicely done by Katie Beth, deep to the corner, and earns a side out for her team. And that'll bring up Jackie Galeska back to serve. So that moves Aschenbrenner to the front row. Let's see if they can put to use their big left-handed hitter. Hawk up out of the middle, nice blocks in the middle. Oh, nice play, but dug up by Hockup. Hankin with a very quick move at the net. Outside to Hockup, blocked, but touch out of bounds, side out.
Hankin taking advantage of a little bit shorter block over on the right side of the court and delivers the ball over there to Hockup, puts the ball down. See that happen again. Blockers were also a little bit late coming into position, and so Hockup was there. Nice flat set and able to hit down on it.
As Carmen Tebby goes back to serve, you really get an idea of how much timing it takes to move from one place to another. The object is to beat the other team there. Hit before they can set up the block. Off Aschenbrenner, too deep. Point, Mater Dei. And they are at 13-6 in this game one. As you see, Hazelhorst exhorting her team. And we'll get a substitution by Larry Call. Be number 4, Chandra Bakley. As Tebby prefers to serve again. Hazelhorst down.
That was a nice slide right in behind the setter. You see it's Hazelhorst block the ball, come back out of the middle, and then slide. You watch her slide right behind the setter here and up in the air. And that's a nice hit for her because she's very, very athletic. And as she's moving still out to the side, sliding over that way and then coming back with the ball.
Tebby can be serving game point here. And there it is. The Knights take a one-game lead in this game one of the championship Class A final. As you see them wait to make sure that the score is verified. And official Debbie Neff signals, yes it is official. So one game into the books as we look at game point. A fine look at the crowd. They were just doing the wave. They are into it.
Game point, that was a nice serve, and the ball was shanked out of bounds, and really almost with no hope of bringing it back in. It was so close to the table on that first pass. It's a great choice on the serve.
Well, we have one in the books. It is Breese Mater Dei trying for the three-peat, one game away. We'll be back right after this. We're back at Redwood Arena, and you look at the dynamic trio here. Kendra Hazelhorst, Krista Hockup, and Bridget Beckman, who have been the lethal weapons for the Knights of Mater Dei this season. Look at those kills, Bonnie.
That's a kill record that would make 007 proud. She has just been a wonderful player all season long. She's been somebody that call a go-to hitter. You can go to her when you need to have things done, and that's always a help for a team because you can have a great supporting cast and you can be able to play the ball out and out and out, but it's nice to have somebody who can put the ball down.
Well, and to have that many weapons, that's the whole key. You know, if you have a team that has one weapon, it's much easier to block them. When they go to the back row, you either know there's a back row attack coming or there isn't an attack. And these teams are in the state championship because they have the balance and because they have the supporting cast.
Right. Both teams have hitters 2 and 3 and 4 deep that you can go to in a situation, and so it's a real advantage. You see there Coach Freddie Rockers giving his team a final pep talk, get out there, and we've got one more game to go, and I'm sure that Coach Larry Call told his team, you know, first game is over, it's no big deal, get in there and win the second game, make this go to a third. So well, both teams are fired up and ready to go again.
Well, clearly the kills and digs belong to Mater Dei, and when we first talked about the stats early in the match, there was no distinctive difference, and you can see what happened right about mid-match. All of a sudden, Mater Dei started to establish some dominance.
Right.
But in volleyball, we have come to know that every game is distinctly different. So let's see what happens in game 2 as Carmen Tebby prepares to serve for the Knights. Kendra Hazelhorst establishes dominance early with good net play.
Right there in the beginning, and that's going to make all the difference. She's just a very dominant force, and because she's big and she can jump, she directs the ball.
Taken outside to Hockup. Goes off the block of Weber. Out of bounds point, Mater Dei. Quickly with a 2-point lead. Mater Dei looks very confident right now, very composed.
They do look very composed, and we were saying both teams were playing a little bit flat in the first game. Mater Dei already in the first 3 points looks a little bit more fired up. They look like, okay, yeah, we can, this is what we're doing here.
And as Coach Fred Rocker said, this is what we came to do.
Exactly.
That ball out of bounds, wide, and quickly they go up 4-0. With Carmen Tebby, the 5'5" senior. She, of course, the one who's been on all 3 state championship teams. This is almost like a home court for her.
Seems that way.
Hazelhorst with that swing puts it down, and it is 5-0.
You know, and
Breese.
we're seeing 2 things happen here. One, as Fred Rocker said, serving is extremely important, and Mater Dei is starting to prove their dominance. And then the network.
That deep hit by Aschenbrenner gets a side out, so nice work by Huntley. And that'll bring Deleska, the 6-foot junior, back to serve. They need to get on the board and quickly with a fine Red Scud team. That doesn't help though, and Hazelhurst right away, but it's signaled out of bounds. She went around the net antenna, point, and they're on the board. Mater Dei, for those of you that might have just joined us, won the first game. This is game 2, and Mater Dei with a 5-1 lead so far. Nice block by Kenshin, and point Huntley. Kenshin ever at the ready for the errant pass. Henkin tried the sneaky second hit over, and Kenshin said, no, wanted no part of that.
No way.
Hazelhorst just caught part of the line. Side out. That brings Krista Hockup to serve. She's had a wonderful tournament and strung together quite a few points in last game, and she's starting right where she left off in this one.
Big service ace there.
So much of it seems to be placement, Bonnie, as well as how the serve is conducted.
A tremendous amount of placement, and you watch Hockup serving, and the concentration and the focus is so important.
Over to Kenshin, but there's Hazelhorst. And now back in the middle, blocked. Hankin over this time successfully. She smiles.
And Amy really looking. She's really got a nice peripheral view of the court. Could have gone back up to Hazelhorst again and really shot the ball right over her shoulder into a hole.
Setters have to have eyes in the back of their head.
Yes, they do. Or at least do.
And they all seem to. It's like a catcher on a baseball team, a quarterback on a football team. They've got to know everybody's role. Get a look at how play develops on this nice rally by both teams. The ball right on the line. Point, Mater Dei. They lead 8-2. They're winning the first game. Oh, Aschenbrenner looked all the way. She wanted it to be out.
Yes, she did. But you can't wish it out.
Oh, great dig.
Oh, nice pickup.
Things are starting to heat up, Bonnie. There's more active play on the net, and there's better defense.
That's right. And again, Amy Henkin with a beautiful move up there, looking at the ball, and the ball was unsettable, and she just tipped it right over the net.
Well, Mater Dei has gone up 9-2 in game 2 as Coach Larry Call talks to his Redskins, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Mater Dei to serve coming out of that timeout. And dumped over by Henkin.
Amy, this is the third time that Amy Henkin has been able to dump the ball that way, and Huntley is going to have to defense her a little bit better because they're not watching her well enough to intimidate her from doing that.
Oh, great serve by Haka.
Beautiful ace serve. Again, she has tremendous concentration.
Kendra Bakley comes in the lineup for Huntley as you look at Krista Haka, who is concentrating on exactly where she wants to go. She will not hit unless her toss is good. She's very, very disciplined that way. A nice hit by Katie Beth. Side out. That brings up Becky Weber, the 5'9" sophomore, who's really come along for this young Huntley team. Coach Larry Call worked with her a lot late in the summer, particularly, and said she really came along, has been a key to this team being here in the state championship game. Just a sophomore.
She has, and the exciting thing for the Huntley team is that they're all relatively young.
It's a youth movement.
Yes, it is.
And right now, they're showing that exuberance. They're scoring right now. Becky Weber with the point. 1 by 1. And nice net play in the middle by Aschenbrenner and Kenshin.
The two of them right up there together blocking, and the two of them just touch blocking the ball over the net. Ball out of bounds into the net antenna there.
Good officiating by all 4 parties. We have lines people who are registered certified officials, and they have done a tremendous service here helping the officials. And has totally changed the game, letting the officials concentrate on what they should. As that block goes down, so Huntley's discussion about blocking is now coming alive here in game 2.
Yes, it is. That was for Amy Henkin. That was like hitting into a wall.
Hazelhorst goes over the wall.
That's right. Triple block again in the middle against Hazelhorst. You know, Ann, when you're talking about the lines people who are working out here, they do make a tremendous difference. The game is so fast that it's just not possible for the two officials to watch the lines and everything else they're supposed to be watching.
Most teams play without them during the year because it is a volunteer position, but it really, really helps, particularly at this level of play. Nice rally here going on right now. Henkin outside. That was in the near court. That was number 16, Diane Beckman, with the ball out of bounds, but it was touched. So we have point Mater Dei. And on the far court, wearing white jerseys also, a little red over black, are Huntley. You're looking at Mater Dei, the Knights, with the triangle on the front of their jerseys. And that was their first game, 15-6, and they lead 12-6 right now. They are 3 points away from finishing a 3rd straight championship.
And they have played with a great deal of calm and a great deal of poise. Huntley has done a wonderful job getting here, but they're going to have to pick it up a notch if they are going to begin to score points back on this Mater Dei team.
Double checking lineups and entries and re-entries as you look at Amy Henkin, who's poised and ready to serve. It's a team effort down here. All the officials that work the bench do so by donating their time. Much of it in honor of Ola Bundy, who is the executive director in charge of volleyball and has been the only one that there has ever been.
Been Ola who has set the tone all along, and to Ola's credit, participation by girls and women in the state of Illinois is really much greater than almost any other state in the union, I believe.
Well, in fact, she's considered the first lady of girls interscholastic athletics, not only here in Illinois, but also nationally. She is a senior ranking administrator in any state association, and she has truly been a pioneer. She has been both a personal and professional friend to so many of us, and she has been a role model for those to follow. She has started something that will be much easier to continue than it was for her to start.
You can always build when you have a great foundation.
Well, back to action, 12-6, Breese Mater Dei. They're the court nearest you as you look at your picture. Outside Beckman and out of bounds. Beckman has been a force when she's come in to play that front row.
Has indeed, and again, hitting from that outside position.
And back in the lineup is Jackie Galeska for Huntley. Hankins Knights leading 13-6. There are the anxious faces of the Huntley Redskins, hoping they can stave off this onslaught of points by Breese Mater Dei. Nice dig, but there's Hazelhorst.
Hazelhorst right there, an overpass, and Hazelhorst was right there for it.
Becky Weber made a great defensive play. Unfortunately, came right back to Hazelhorst, who ate it up at the net. Larry Call has called his last time out.
See her watch the pass coming, and it was a diving pass, and Hazelhorst right there, and just redirects the pass. You don't even have a chance because the ball didn't come back in the same direction.
Now, she was a sophomore here when they came last year. Her older sister was here and one of the stars of the team, and she has matured, and just her ability to see the court and her ability to do different things. It's really nice to see the growth in players as well as teams.
That's one of the things, Ann, when you have repeating champions like Breese Mater Dei, where you see 11 kills to 2 kills, but you see a team like Breese coming back time and time again. We're now starting to see sister combinations, youngers and olders, and repeat performances, and watch the kids grow.
Well, Aschenbrenner trying to keep this from being game point. Beckman. Weber on the free ball. Oh, well played. Hockup with the save.
And Hankin kind of all over the court right now.
Aschenbrenner.
Aschenbrenner says, no, we're not going to stop this yet.
And that'll bring up Katie Beth, number 11, the 5'8" junior. Hazelhorst has had a wonderful match tonight.
Well, she just hit the ball off the right side, put the ball down, and now she moves back to serve, game, and match point. And would probably be a fitting honor at this point.
Nice net play by Aschenbrenner.
Will not be this time. Now Aschenbrenner back there to see what she can do for her team.
I think she's going to hold on to the ball. Coming in the lineup is going to be number 1, Lindsay Lane, who is a serving specialist and plays back row for Huntley. Gets some help from Katie Beth, who gives her the ball. There you get a wonderful look at Kelly Kenshin, who just came out. Turned over her duties to this young lady, Lindsay Lane. Oh! Tried on the block.
Kelly Kenshin up there and did not seal the net. She just kind of jumped straight up and knocked the ball into the net.
Point, Huntley. Out of bounds. And so it comes to Diane Beckman, her chance at championship point. And they have not been easy to come by today.
They have not.
But there it is. The Knights of Breese Mater Dei are indeed a three-peating team. It is their 4th state championship and 3rd in a row. They are definitely a perennial power.
They are a perennial team, and as you watch the people celebrate, we'll tell you that Mater Dei has been 11 times at the state tournament. They have 3, now 4 championships. Twice they were 3rd, 2 times they were 4th place, and only twice did they not place. So they are becoming a permanent fixture here in Class Single A.
Well, the way they worked so hard during the year that Fred Rockers works with these kids, and he is so proud of the class with which the program runs. He said, when you put on a anything that says modern day on it, we want it to emphasize that it means you play with class as well as with control.
Absolutely. And you know, Ann, before the match started, I was talking with Ola Bundy, and we were talking about the fact that that is one thing that the volleyball state championships have always stood for, and that is sportsmanship, class, great involvement of players, and just a tremendous amount of support from fans, visitors, coaches, teams. It's been a real credit. And again, a credit to Ola Bundy, who truly set the tone in the way she wanted things run, and the way that she wanted people to behave and act, and to represent not only places like Breese Mater Dei, but the state of Illinois.
And you are seeing what has been the fruits of her labor, as you see the happy faces of the Breese Mater Dei Knights, and Huntley was just as happy. There are some tears, they'd like to have been state champions, but they have been a wonderful team. They have done their school and their town proud, and deserve to be in this match.
You know, and this is right now, probably to this point, at least in this year, for all of the young women out here on the court, the most exciting day of their lives. And there will be other days that are thrilling and exciting. And the girls from Huntley right now are disappointed in the fact that they didn't win. But when you think of 400 plus teams.
Well, Bonnie, there's a lot of awards to be presented to these young ladies, but first, let's listen to this. Julie Bolts with the awards presentations.
Number 2, Katie Holtz.
Hey, can you give me a puck?
Number 3, Chrissy Papp. Number 4, Chandra Bakley. Number 5, Becky Weber.
A sophomore with a wonderful tournament.
Number 6, Summer Bakley.
Again, another player who's had a great tournament, and certainly
Number
a force
7,
for Huntley.
Sandy Origer.
Every young lady that steps up here has contributed to their team being where they are.
Number 8, Lisa Ravagni. Number 9, Megan Bohart.
You know, and that's a really important thing to say, because many times players who are on the bench have
Number
put in
10,
untold
Jessica
hours, and they're
Miller.
part of the reason their team is here. And they don't get their names said very often.
Number 11, Katie Beth.
You cannot practice with just the 6 starters and have
Number
a team
12,
that wins.
Absolutely
Jackie
not.
Gillespie.
One of the keys to the success this year that met the challenge of last year's seniors.
Number 13, Susie Repman. Number 14, Kelly Kempton.
It's a young lady who played her heart out.
Number 15, Lisa Aschenbrenner.
Just a junior.
Scorekeeper, Cynthia Call. And manager, Brian Call.
No one will forget this night.
Now, this is something that you take with you for the rest of your life. It's a marker.
Medallions for the 1995 Class A state champions, the Mater Dei Lady Knights. Principal Curtis Winner, Athletic Director Dennis Promme, Head Coach Fred Rockers. Assistant Coach Monica Schutz.
Freddie Rockers, who said, only accept the best.
Number 10,
Expect the
Krista
most and you get it.
Winkler. Number 11, Krista Hawkup.
Great tournament, particularly fine championship match.
Absolutely.
Number 12, Carmen Tebby.
3 years on this team of state champions.
One of them old ladies of the backcourt.
Number 13,
Dig them up
Carrie
and pass them over.
Holenkamp. Number 14, Kristen Cordy. Number 15, Kendra Hazelhorst.
There's a lady who made the net hers this evening.
Number 16, Diane Beckman. Number 17, Lynette Schragi. Number 19, Andrea Linders. Number 20, Julie Eversgerd.
There's a name we've heard before. And this Eversgerd, just like
Number
her sisters
21,
before her, made this team strong.
That quarterback, Amy Henkin.
Number 22, Bridget Beckman.
Fine net play. Quite a force on the outside tonight.
Yes,
Number
she
23,
was.
Nicole Hitpath. Number 24, Shelley Krager. And number 25, Emily Johnson. Manager, Christy Hager. And scorekeeper, Erica Calling.
More people who make the trail possible.
And now for the presentation of the trophies. Will Coach Larry Call and the captains from Huntley High School please step forward to receive your second place trophy.
And I think they're pretty excited about that one.
They are. They're all raising 2 fingers. We're number 2, and that is quite
And
a...
Coach Fred Rockers and the captains of Mater Dei step forward to receive the state championship trophy.
The quest for the gold has ended 3 times in a row for the Knights of Breese Mater Dei. Only 2 teams finish up winning on the last night of volleyball in the state, and Stewart's in Strasburg in the 3rd place
Congratulations to
game
both teams.
was the one who beat Wheaton St. Francis for 4th, and there you have the state champions. They're 4th, they're 3rd in a row. They came, they saw, and they conquered.
And they did indeed.
Well, don't go away if you've enjoyed everything. We've got more action coming for you, so listen to this and we'll be back. We're back at Redbird Arena, where in honor of the 3 championships, Bonnie has 3 of the Breese Mater Dei Knights. Bonnie, looks like you have some happy people.
We have some real happy people up here. I'd like to introduce you to Coach Fred Rockers, and he's going to introduce you to 2 of his players. Congratulations, Coach Rockers, your 3rd in a row state championship.
Thank you very much. With us, my players are Krista Hawkup, Jr. She is a left front hitter, and Amy Henkin, my setter.
Well, girls, what an exciting night for you. How does it feel to have a 3-peat under your belt? Amy?
It feels great. From beginning of the season, I never thought we would have been here. But we worked our butts off. We worked out hard throughout the summer, and we worked hard throughout the season. And our team, we get along very good, and I think that's what helped it out.
Well, it was in the beginning, blocking was going to be a big factor, and then your coaches talked about where the setter chose to set the hitters was going to be a big factor. And Krista, you got more than your share of sets. You did a great job. How did it feel out there?
It feels good. This is my first year playing, so it's the first for me, and it just feels really good.
Did you feel that your team, Amy, you mentioned that maybe you didn't think you were going to be back here again this year. What was the thing that really helped your team know that they could come back?
Just the hard work and the teamwork from what we did. I mean, no one thought we would be here, but every practice we went out there and worked our hardest, and that's just what did it, hard work.
Krista, never having been here before, what helped you to set your goals and to realize that you could be a contributing member to this state championship?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What helped you know that you could be a contributing member and be part of this state championship team?
I think my teammates helped me out because they really encouraged me, and we encouraged each other a lot. We worked together as a team, and I just wanted to play my best and help the team out because we play together as a team, and we all get on real well.
Well, thank you very much. Coach, how does this stack up in your state championships? Did you expect it to be here, didn't you?
Well, the potential was there, and I've often said that the reason these girls were here tonight and got this far is because they had to play against last year's team, which was a lot taller and a lot physically stronger than this team. But it really helped them in practice last year when they had to play against all that height and power and strength, and the potential is always there, but the girls have to give you that potential, and the girls have to do it. The coach can do a lot of things. He can get them to the game and all that sort of thing, but the girls on the floor have to work together, have to do the little things that make things click and work, and that's what these girls did.
Coach Rockers, thank you very much. Ladies, congratulations on your state championship. And now back to Ann.
Thanks a lot, Bonnie. Congratulations to the Knights of Breese Mater Dei. As you look at this crowd, they're getting psyched up for our doubleheader, the AA match that's coming up, so don't go away. We'll be right back with that and much more special events. We're back at Redbird Arena, and Bonnie Beach has one of the most special guests in the arena. Ola Bundy, the Assistant Executive Director of the Illinois High School Association, and someone that's very near and dear to both Bonnie and myself.
Well, Ola and I started a long time ago together, and before we even talk, Ola, I want to show on camera a shirt that the IHSA is showing in favor of Ola Bundy here. This is a
limited edition.
It is a limited edition.
To special people.
Ola
You
Bundy.
got one of these, right?
Yes, I did. Uncompromising quality. And this is Ola Bundy's farewell tour. It begins with girls volleyball and will end with boys volleyball.
That's true. Yes, and you've been in on both the girls volleyball and the boys volleyball. And Bonnie, you were the first coach of the first ever girls volleyball state championship team, and we've come all this way together, and it's just been wonderful.
It has been a wonderful, wonderful career for you. Ola, I know one of the things that you've always talked about is wanting to get more opportunities for girls and women in the state of Illinois, and I think you've done that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I haven't done that by myself. It's been with everybody's help.
Well, let's talk
year-
about what happened under your directorship.
Well, 109,000 girls were participating statewide in girls interscholastic athletics in 12 sports. I am so proud of all the coaches, all the officials, all the players, and particularly the schools and the communities for providing opportunities for girls. We are at 62.6% of participation by boys, and when you compare that with the national average of 38%, I am very proud of the people of Illinois.
Well, Ola, you should be, and not only do we have wonderful opportunities for girls in the state of Illinois, but you and I are now old enough, and we've been around long enough to see kids who played down here coming back as coaches and officials, and you've helped open those opportunities.
That's right. Lois Wisniewski, who started out as a line judge at one of our first girls tournaments, and she coaches at Normal West. She had a team here last year. You've had players who have gone on. They're now coaching and being very successful. Joan Fessel, who was a line judge here. She was a player before. Beth Bedard, who has been here as a state final official, was a player.
And just on and on. And people respect what you've done so much. There was a wonderful presentation to you by Linda Herman at the very beginning of the tournament. And we look right now at the monitor, you can see this great warm-up suit that was presented to you.
Yeah, isn't
And
that wonderful?
It's terrific, and I think also a lifetime pass.
A
went in that
lifetime pass
envelope.
to ISU women's volleyball. Isn't that wonderful?
It is wonderful. Ola, we love you. We respect what you've done in the state of Illinois, and you have set a tremendous foundation, and when you have a foundation like the one you set, you can know that people after you will build on it for a long, long time. Ola Bundy, thank you so much.
Thank you, and the best to all the girls and all the coaches and officials and everybody from here on.
Thank you very much. And now, back to you, Ann Pinstone.
Thanks a lot, Bonnie, and our heartiest of congratulations to the wonderful woman who is Ola Bundy. You see this crowd right now, they were standing ovation for this woman who has spent 29 years of her life leading high school athletics here in Illinois. And Bonnie, I will be talking to you about the upcoming game right after this, so stay tuned. It's going to be fun.